Hello and welcome to The Week in Pensions, brought to you by the pensions team at Gowling WLG. This is a short update of the key developments from the previous week in the world of pensions law and regulation, as well as a roundup of some of the pension stories making the news in the press. You can always get more from the pensions team at Gowling WLG by visiting gowlingwlg.com/pensions-UK. In our first main update this week, on the 25th of June 2020, the Department for Work and Pensions issued a call for evidence document titled Review of the Default Fund Charge Cap and Standardised Cost Disclosure. The call for evidence closes on the 20th of August 2020, and the review focuses on three key areas. First, whether the rate and scope of the charge cap is fit for purpose, whether transaction costs and costs associated with the provision of non-standard add-ons, such as life assurance, should fall under the cap. Secondly, fee structures, whether flat fees should continue to be permitted at all, or whether they can continue to operate with certain conditions attached to them. For example, a minimum pot size before they can be charged. The use of standardised cost disclosure templates by asset managers when reporting their costs to trustees, and whether these are being used effectively, is the third point. The government is considering whether to legislate to require trustees to submit information about whether they have used the Cost Transparency Initiative reporting template as part of the registrable information submitted in the scheme return. With more information on the review in our insight, which is available at tinyurl.com/TWIP07B. Next, the Pensions and Lifetime Savings Association has, in conjunction with the Investor Forum, published a joint guidance document titled Engaging the Engagers, a practical toolkit for schemes to achieve effective stewardship through their managers. Just as a reminder, the 2020 Stewardship Code defines stewardship as the responsible allocation, management, and oversight of capital to create long-term value for clients and beneficiaries, leading to sustainable benefits for the economy, the environment, and society. The PLSA's toolkit aims to provide a framework for trustees and asset managers to approach stewardship and engagement, and to assess the critical components required to deliver effective stewardship, and to evaluate the quality of the approach taken by their managers and the outcomes achieved. In doing so, the toolkit sets out how to apply and monitor strategies on stewardship across a range of asset classes, and examines how to engage individually and collaboratively. It also sets out questions to ask managers as part of ongoing monitoring and in appointment and reappointment processes. You can get hold of a PDF copy of the PLSA toolkit at tinyurl.com/TWIP7B. Protecting savers and driving up standards in workplace pensions remains at the heart of the pension regulator's new corporate plan, which was published last week. The new corporate plan has been reshaped by COVID-19, but the pensions regulator is at pains to point out that it will not be blown off its course in terms of using its powers to tackle those who flout the law, embracing new powers and continuing to forge stronger relationships with schemes. The 6 priorities set out in the TPR's corporate plan are: number 1, to support workplace pension schemes to deliver benefits through significant change driven by the global pandemic, to protect pension savers across all scheme types through proactive and targeted regulatory interventions, to provide clarity and to promote the high standard of trusteeship and governance administration that is expected. 4, to intervene where appropriate so that defined benefit schemes achieve their long-term funding strategy and deliver on pension promises. 5, to ensure job holders have an opportunity to save into a qualifying workplace pension through automatic enrolment. And finally, number 6, to continue to build a regulator capable of meeting the future challenges that it faces. Other shorter items to note this week in pensions include the Pension SuperFund has announced that it has completed registration as an occupational pension scheme by HM Revenue and Customs. The Pension Schemes Bill 2019-21 is now scheduled for its third reading in the House of Lords. It will be a bit of a race for this to be passed before Parliament rises for the summer recess on the 22nd of July 2020. Finally, in pensions in the press, pensions expert report that the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Sajid Javid, has called for a flat rate pension tax relief as part of wide-ranging post-COVID recovery plans published by the Centre for Policy Studies. Mr. Javid advocates the move as part of a proposed system-wide review of the UK tax system, with a general shift away from taxing incomes and profits towards fairer, more progressive taxation of property and tightening reliefs which favour the wealthy. Employee Benefits reveals that the average pension pot in the UK for employees in large firms is now £120,000, a 35% increase from 2017. The study of 200 employees carried out by Chase Brothers and published in June 2020 also found that average savings and investments had fallen by 3%. And finally, the Financial Times reports that 1 in 10 workers in the UK have stopped saving into their pensions or have cut their contributions in the wake of the coronavirus crisis. New research has shown that 11% of workers have responded to pandemic pressures by pulling back on their payments into their pensions, with just as many saying they're revising their future retirement plans. And that's nearly all for this week in pensions. You can stay up to date with developments from the pensions team at Gowling WLG by visit gowlingwlg.com/pensions-UK or get in touch with me directly. And my contact details are at tinyurl.com/GWLGICC.